And we are back. Welcome back to the Nick Hall Comedy Podcast. I am your host, Nick Hall, joined as always by
Josh Griffey.
Hey, I hooked up a microphone this week, so hopefully it won't sound like a total piece of shit. Hey, if you're listening on an Apple Podcast, make sure you give us a rating or review. Subscribe, do all that stuff. Anywhere you listen to it, just do it. It's fun. It's fun. Speaking of reviews, so I mentioned on the last podcast that there were some people like on the YouTube of the Kent Murphy podcast. They were leaving comments like, "This is cool, but we miss Josh and Nick, and we appreciate that." Well, then, yes. So I get on the Kent Murphy podcast on Apple, and somebody left a review on there, and they left like a 2-star review, and like, "This is okay, but I like Josh and Nick better." And so,
wait, really?
Yeah, but I was like, but don't trash one of them. Call out the other. Like, we're here for you, man. We're coming. We're all the way back. Hopefully, this is the last one that we'll be doing via Skype or whatever.
Same umbrella guys, same team. We all work.
But it was like the worst because I was like, "That's cool. I appreciate that," but in return, my other one gets shit on. So.
Well, now I'm afraid to launch that Hank Murphy cooking podcast I've been working on. I got in an argument with my neighbor, and we were having a driveway cigar. This was a big weekend. My neighbor brews beer, so he's like, "I gotta drain the keg," and he got a shipment of cigars, and mine haven't arrived yet. So I was like, "Yeah, let's do it, man." And so we got to talking, and we had this real Civil War moment where I was like, "Oh yeah, I used to eat Spam all the time as a kid." I was like, we were poor, we had a trailer park phase. I was like, it was Spam, hot dogs, bologna. On a nice day, a fancy day, it was Kraft mac and cheese, right? Oh, yeah. And all these people were like, "Ew, Spam, you've tried that?" And I was like, tried it. Ate that shit every day. Still to this day, I think it's good. I was like, I think if you grow up poor, your palate changes, right?
Yeah.
And so that's what I was asking someone. I was like, can you honestly say that? Because this is the thing. Everyone hates to be like, "Oh, I was raised rich." And I was like, if you didn't eat Spam, you was raised rich. That's a line in the same. I was like, if you ever did that, or if you had bologna, but you didn't have to peel the thing off of it, then you were raised rich. Yeah. They're just lines.
Well, dude, I lived in Hawaii. Spam is huge out there. It's not a class food out there. It's just they have Spam everywhere.
Because they were all bitching about. Yeah, they're like, "Oh, there's not enough meat." Blah blah blah. I was like, just get Spam. That shit can sit in there forever. And they're like, "Oh, we would never. Oh, our dainty palates." I was like, "You rich motherfuckers, man."
God forbid.
I know. Well, it's I thought about it though. I was like, my kids have never had Spam. Hunter's 5.5 years old. He's never had Spam. That's what I mean, because you're on the come up, dude. Yeah. Because you got a 2-star podcast over there.
Yeah, I do remember the last time. It was when I lived in Hawaii. It was the last time. That was 2006. I mean, that was a long time ago.
I know. But that's why I was like, we're starting to see these rifts, though. We're seeing it.
So I got it at Burger King.
They have Burger King Spam?
Dude, they have it everywhere. It's in they have it in restaurants everywhere. It's a huge thing, Spam and rice.
Well, now I want to go back on vacation. Speaking of things that blow my mind, I got a topic for you today. So, we're all locked inside. We're all losing our minds and this and that. I think the craziest example of this, Mike Tyson says he's coming back to fight. I believe his exact quote was, "The God of Wars have reawoken in me, and they require blood," or something that. They require their payment. Oh my God! Poet. Yeah, well, I was like, you got the tough talk down. The problem is he's got the old man bod, his workout videos. This is the thing.
He's still throwing those hooks with some authority, man.
I'll say this: when I see Mike Tyson punching now, right? I'm like, yeah, Mike Tyson would beat the fuck out of me, you, everyone we know, for sure.
Yeah, but most
my
people
brother,
would.
my younger brother, Skyler. Well, yeah, I mean, for real.
Most people at Kroger could beat me up.
We're not entering blood sport competitions on the weekend, right? But my younger brother, Skyler, is convinced. He's like, "Oh, I could kick his ass now." And I was like, "No, you couldn't." Once a guy's a trained murderer like that, he's just got you. He's done millions of hours of fight training to beat up guys exactly like you. But that's what I mean. He's lost enough a step that, like, every guy in, like, a fitness center who benches over 250 is like, I think I got him. You know? But you see him throw, and I was like, yeah, I mean, he can still throw. Yeah. But could you imagine? I mean, first off, I don't think they can legally do it. It would be a crime. If you put him in there with a young heavyweight in his prime, I think that's illegal. I don't think you can do it.
Here's the thing, though. It's a win-win for him. Because if he steps in that, if they get that fight with him and Wilder and he steps in that ring, he's going to make $30 million. I mean, that pay-per-view is going to be insane. But if he goes in there, he gets his $30 million either way. He goes in there and he wins that.
Oh, my God.
That's a fucking movie deal, man.
That's the actual story.
That's a movie deal.
Yeah,
that's Creed 3. You know what I mean?
That was the actual story of Rocky Balboa. He came back and fought I can't remember the fighter's name, but he was like a middleweight, gained a bunch of weight to lose to Rocky in the movie. Or no, I think he won, but he won respect, right? Is how that movie ended. And the guy tried to go back to boxing, and he's like, oh, I'm fucking fat now. Like, I'm not. I think it was Antonio Tarver was his name, and he just never, like, was good after that.
Yeah.
But that's an actual Rocky movie.
Hey, man, George Foreman went 12 rounds with Evander Holyfield in the early 90s.
But Holyfield was coming up, though, right? Holyfield was not a heavyweight who went up. And George Foreman was just this big fucking galoot.
Yeah, but he was like 45, man. He was like 46.
Something like that. When Tyson, like in his 50s?
Huh?
Tyson is Randy Marsh now. He just lives on Tegrity Farm, fucking puffing and doing. He's done too many commentary tracks now. He's like getting reinvigorated. Whoever is with him, right? He has a wife, right? You gotta fucking shut down all media outlets, right? Like every time Mike's like, UFC? What's UFC? You gotta like fucking strap a bong to his face. You can't let this happen. You cannot let this happen.
If that happens, I'm buying that pay-per-view immedially. That's
for sure. Like, I would risk divorce and spend $500 on the Mike Tyson pay-per-view.
Yeah. Besides baseball, man, like the thing that me and my dad bonded on when I was a kid was we would watch boxing. We'd watch every Mike Tyson fight, every Holyfield fight, like all that stuff.
Well, that was a funny one too, because all the dads would get together because my dad's like, I'm not buying it by myself for 13 seconds. But you get all the dads to chip in, and they're like, all right, $10 for 30 seconds of, like, ass beating. It is fine. But this is my theory I had to you. I was like, I think there's a way to make this thing work. I think you got to do, like, a boxing freak show, right? You got to have Mike Tyson fight the Paul brothers. Right?
Jake and Logan?
Yeah. So, first one goes in. You each get a round, right? If you get knocked down on the round, your brother can drop in. To win, Mike's got to knock them the fuck both out in the same round. They fall on each other's bodies, and that's the end of the fight. You know what I mean? But they can do like a Texas tornado tag match or whatever. Because that's the only... Because Mike Tyson cannot... I repeat, Mike Tyson at his age cannot beat up a heavyweight professional boxer in his prime. Like, I just don't think that's possible. He's just an old man full of weed now.
I think he can.
No.
I think he can.
He could clean house on normal human beings, right? But professional boxers are fucking monsters. They're not. We talk about this a lot. These athletes are not like us. They're not the same thing as us.
Hey, man, Ric Flair won a world championship title. He was like 70 or 60.
Exactly the same, right? He takes off his bedazzled jacket. He undoes his sports bra, and he's ready to fucking body slam. Yeah, that's the exact same thing.
And the thing is, if he wins, it's like totally a Disney movie. You know what I mean? It's like the Rookie. I'd love to see a Disney Mike Tyson movie.
Oh, my God.
Way into that.
Well, apparently that Jamie Foxx one is coming out someday. But this is what I mean. I'm all for... And again, we're in a weird phase now where all we talk about is our freedoms.
Yes.
So Mike Tyson should be free to... I mean, I don't know. Like, they could put it on the UFC Fight Island, I guess, where it's like legal to just murder. Because that's what would happen if Mike Tyson fought Deontay Wilder today.
Maybe.
No, like 100%.
I'm pulling for Tyson, man.
I'm
on the Tyson train.
I mean, hey, I'm all for him walking to the ring on the beach with a joint. He's got his fucking tiger posse, right? You can get Joe Exotic out for it to be the ring girl. I'm for all of this. I'm just saying he would get
go work the body.
Yeah. Just stay in there. Do those little things you're always doing. I'm just scared because then I saw Holyfield's like, I'll come back out and fight him. Tyson Fury's dad is like, I used to fucking whip 5 bounces a night. He like literally sounded, he sounded like Russell Crowe from Fighting Around the World.
Fighting Around the World.
But he's just like, you saw what me son can do. His fucking,
Come on,
his 30 stones of mass. So I can also fight Mike Tyson, I guess. And I was like, all right.
I beat somebody up in a bar once.
Yeah, I was really big when I was 14 and my dad got lippy. No, that's fine. If you want to have like weird bum fights with old men,
I'm into that.
That's
too.
cool. But I'm saying like, let these fucking young YouTube trash talkers. Logan Paul's a big fucking dude, man. Would he step in with old ass Mike Tyson? I guarantee you, Logan and Jake Paul would sign that fucking contract.
Here's what we do. It's the Tyson fights families. So he warms up. He warms up with the Paul brothers. Like you said, he piles the bodies up, and then a few weeks later, he gets Tyson Fury, and then if he whips Tyson Fury, his dad gets a chance to defend his honor back to back. Like I'm talking a doubleheader fight. Like they don't get a day off. As soon as the bell rings, like his dad steps in. He's
just
like,
jumps right in. His dad has to wear a wife beater too. That's an officially mandated uniform. I mean, hey, I'm down for the freak show of it because this is the thing. If I told you that you would get a log on and watch Logan and Jake Paul have their faces crushed by an old man Mike Tyson hook, and they're both getting knocked all the way unconscious, full like CTE fear knockout,
Sign
right?
me up.
Yeah, you're like, this is going to be like, when we get their documentary about this is the moment they're like, that's when it all went wrong. If that's the fight we get, 100% in. But like, would you really pay for him and old man Holyfield?
No.
Yeah.
That's not interesting.
Yeah.
That's not it. I want to see Tyson step in and wreck some young guys or get wrecked by young guys.
Yeah, I mean, I think you got to do the weird ones, though.
The storyline, nobody wants to watch two 50-year-old guys fight each other.
But you think that someone would want to see 50-year-old Mike Tyson get murdered?
Yeah, like I want to see that on World Star. I don't want to like pay a pay-per-view to see it.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's
if
true.
they got on World Star, I'd be like, yeah, let's see what they got. Bare knuckle. Let's go.
We're not too far off from people starting to put the politics sign in their yard, so we're gonna have plenty of 50-year-old fistfights coming.
Just have them do it in a Walmart parking lot. We're good.
Now that would be awesome. Just take Mike Tyson somewhere with a camera crew and just be like, start a brawl, start a fucking bar brawl. What's that movie? There's a movie, and I know the clip's been online forever, but where Steven Seagal just plays another fat guy with glasses and a leather coat. Working for some rich guy, and he's in a bar where Mike Tyson starts a brawl and starts whooping ass, and then Steven Seagal goes and beats Mike Tyson's ass.
What?
I can't remember the title of the movie.
I've seen almost every Steven Seagal film. I've never even heard of this.
This is the new phase where I think he's putting out like 10 of them a year, like in Russia, right? But if you Google it, it's Steven Seagal fighting Mike Tyson. And the amount of choreography they have to do to try to make it conceivable that Steven Seagal can beat up Mike Tyson is unbelievable.
Well, you know who's like an aficionado on Steven Seagal movies is Chucky.
Yeah?
Like in real life he is.
That
man.
is the least surprising tidbit I've ever learned.
Like when we used to get each other these gag Christmas gifts, and it'd always be like dumb stuff. And one year I got him a quadruple feature Steven Seagal DVD. And he was like, that's cool, but I literally already have all 4 of these.
I have the Criterion collection of all of them.
Like, who has that many Steven Seagal movies? Thought I was doing a good thing. And that's when I learned that he was the authority on Steven Seagal films.
So ask him about
They
Steven
are films,
Seagal. Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah,
Steven Seagal pictures.
Cinema. Yeah, we call them pictures. They're so old-timey and good. Orson Welles approved. No, yeah, ask him about him fighting Mike Tyson. I guarantee. I feel like Condor's in the title. I don't know why.
Oh, I'm into it.
But yeah.
It can't be better than Velocipaster, though.
No, it's not better because Velocipaster's awesome. This one is just like, it's more believable that a pastor turns into an ancient dinosaur than fucking Seagal can actually beat up Mike Tyson. It's impossible. But that's, I mean, hey, if that was the fight, though, dude, that's a money-making fight. You get Steven Seagal, and he gets to wear his, sheriff's outfit to go fight Mike
Steven
Tyson.
Seagal can only speak in lines from Hard to Kill, and I'm way in.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Be like, we'll get you all the booze and like hard-shelled candies you want. Just show up to fight Mike Tyson.
Come get some.
Yeah.
Come get some.
See, that's what it's got. It's got to be a freak show, though. Because no one wants the Mike Tyson documentary to end in and he got fucking murdered in round 3. No one wants that ending.
It'd be a lot of fun,
But
though.
if Steven Seagal got beat to death in round 3, that's your fucking movie.
I'm into it.
And then you hire old Jean-Claude Van Damme to play Steven Seagal in the movie.
Way into it.
Oh, my God.
So we talked about wrestling for a hot second, and I wanted to bring this up. 2 things. If you're looking for a good Twitter follow, there's an account called Rick Rude Getting Atomic Dropped. And that's all it is. It is videos of ravishing Rick Rude getting atomic drops and then like selling it more than anybody's ever sold anything. Like just grabbing his butt and walking around the ring. It's a guaranteed laugh for as long as you want to go down that rabbit hole.
Oh my God.
The other thing is I was actually watching Levitard today, and he had a guy on that recently did a piece on Macho Man, Randy Savage.
Oh yeah.
And it's fine, and the story is great. But one thing I didn't know was that he, like, before he was a wrestler, he was trying to be a pro baseball player.
Really?
Yeah, I had no idea. Like, that was his biggest dream, and it still, like, made him bad later in life. Can you imagine?
God.
Ooh, yeah, like, that's the best catchphrase after hitting a dinger. Like,
that is the turn that baseball missed. We always talk about how baseball's the no one can have any fucking fun league. Yeah. That's the turn they needed. Could you imagine if him and Jose Canseco and all that would have been lit.
Game changer, dude. Game changer.
Yeah, Bonesaw.
How'd you feel about the game today? Ugh, team played all right.
Yeah, his walk-up music is his own song, Perfect Friend. And he wrote for Kurt Hennig, even though they never met in this timeline.
That album is one of the best ever.
Oh my God, that was my ringtone for years. It's amazing because it feels like he had neighbors who were like, hey, we're dabbling in recording ourselves rap. What do we have at our disposal, right? And they're like, Macho Man? They're like, yes.
I think Macho Man lives in the complex.
Can you come talk in like Quatrain? And then we'll cut to like an R&B hook. Oh my God, that's the best album. Unbelievable album.
Maybe we'll be able to see that. Maybe we'll be able to see Randy Savage playing baseball in that parallel universe they just found.
Oh my God, yeah.
You know that what I'm saying?
The weirdest thing about the parallel universe, because I read it.
We can alter that timeline because it's moving backwards.
Well, that's the part. Because I was like, dude, I'm totally down for multiverse theory, right?
Yeah.
I have this book I've been reading, and I'm not smart enough. It was called The Current of Time, something like that, right? And the hook is, why can't we remember the future? And it just breaks down how time is bullshit mathematically. And you're like, cool, I don't understand any of this, but I'm going to say stuff from it to help my conspiracy theories, right?
Yeah.
You're like, when I'm watching science fiction movies, I'll be like, hey, this guy, whatever his name is, Kuhari, he said that. But the thing I don't understand is that they say it's exactly like our world, but going time in reverse. That is not as cool to me as like a full-on alternate universe, right? So it's like the Benjamin Button universe.
That's what I was going to say. Is everybody there like Benjamin Button, which would be dope.
Well, that's the weird thing, dude. So imagine if we're meeting in the middle, that means we're already halfway gone, right? Or no, I guess we're always side by side, so who fucking knows?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I would jump in that train and go back and meet Macho Man again.
Yeah. Would you if they could figure out how to open up that portal?
Yes. Every time, yes.
You would jump in?
Any spaceship, any portal, any gateway to hell. Like I told you, I've done all of it.
Bye, Amy. Bye, kids.
Yeah. I like, yeah, Amy, the chance of you finding a better husband across most metrics, I mean, that's like a fucking 85% chance, right?
Yeah.
Like you're going to be fine. The kids will have someone who's more responsible.
Your war as a husband is just, it's not.
So bad. So bad. Unless you just want to have like arguments about Highlander. Yeah. Right? That metric I crush.
You have great BABIP as a husband.
For sure. make you feel better about yourself. That kind of stuff, I'm high. My war is so low. But anytime I can just escape this world, yeah, for sure. Because we were watching, for Film Alchemist, my movie podcast, we were watching that movie Splice, right? Mm-hmm. And Amy had never seen it. And I forgot, that movie's awesome. It's just so wild, right? So it's just Adrian Brody and Sarah Polley are like genetic scientists, right?
Sure.
And they're getting shut down. They make like these little, they look like Slimer dicks, right? From Ghostbusters, like little dicks, right? And like they have all these, things. They're going to be a genetic harvest, whatever. Well, the movie cuts to, we're going to shut you down. This is not ethical. So they're like, you know what we'll do? We'll build a creature with all this animal and plant DNA plus human DNA. So, of course, this thing starts growing at like a rapid pace, and it has like a fucking stinger tail and shit. Long story short, it gets to the scene inevitably where Adrian Brody fucks it.
Yeah.
And we're watching.
Fuck the aliens.
Yeah, but it's like, it's his bald head. The eyes are slightly off to the side. It's wearing like one of his wife's old Pollyanna dresses. And him and his wife are scientists that dress like they're in white stripes. It's a very weird movie. But so anyways, he comes in one day and she's just like fucking naked, this like creature. And she goes, oh, she makes like bird sounds and has like little like butterfly wings. Her little fucking.
I'm into that.
Yeah, her little titties out and shit. And I was like, oh, like that's not the best ideal look, right? But then all of a sudden she grabs him and pushes him up against the wall. She's got this animal fucking power, right? She wraps her tail around like a fucking barn beam and gets this muscle like three-toed fucking ostrich leg and like sucks him in, and there's like a musculature to it. And I just looked at Amy. I was like, dude, she could get it. I was like, that's one of the hottest things I've ever seen. And she has never been so appalled at me as a husband. But I was like, you fuck that thing, whatever it is. Like, yeah. I mean, your friends have bragged about fucking other creatures at bars that are like fours. If you could fuck the first whatever that thing is, you fuck that thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I would try in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
What if it's amazing?
What if it's not?
I pulled some slugs out of the bar, Griffey. Just because she's got some wings underneath her. That's fine.
Yeah. Butterfly wings or, wow, I didn't see that mustache at last call. Things happen. Just not shaving this week, huh?
We're already in it.
I mean, I'm here. I'll get the job done. That's how I was raised.
Bet $20 on you. Let's go.
I regret those 3 Jaeger bombs. No, but I mean, this is the best case scenario, right? Either it's the best ever and you're like, holy fuck, I'm the Michael Jordan of pussy now, right? I've got this new sexual playground that is mine, right? I am the king of this sexual playground. Or it's awful.
Yeah.
And then you go back to the bar and the 2 Jaeger bomb night, you're like, it's not that genetic thing. So that's a fucking absolute win-win. Right? And that's like, what else am I going to achieve in my life on Earth? That's gonna like, what else am I adding to my Wikipedia page except for potentially like a crime?
That's like, they could have made that movie like so much better because they could have taken a turn. So after he has sex with the creature, and then he's like at the bar with his buddies, and the creature comes in, and she's like real clingy. And he's like, no, that was just like the one time, and his buddy's like, you fucked that thing? And he's like, no. And she's like, yes, I'm right here, Like, that's the whole movie. The rest of the way, it's him trying to get away from her. And she's like,
it's just over there ordering a
comedy, and then they fall in love.
Yeah, the creature's ordering a White Claw, like, well, no, the movie actually ends, not to spoil it for everyone, the movie takes a horrific turn after the barn fucking, because his piece of shit girlfriend walks in and catches him fucking the alien, or not alien, creature, whatever it is. They get all mad after she's committed so many of the problems of the movie, right? It leads to him making essentially his first bad choice in fucking this thing. So they have like a, no, you're worse, no, you. Well, the movie ends because they put some kind of weird fucking DNA in this thing where it turns into a dude and rapes the wife. And you're like, wow, this just went like what? What? And then she's just like, dude, it's a dude, it's a wild movie. Because I'm like, well, that's not how I would have liked to have seen this thing go.
But is it? I don't know if it's cheating if you fuck an alien or a non-human.
I had this huge debate with Amy because what we find out is that the woman scientist, while breaking ethical barriers, she uses her own DNA. And so it's like the multiplicity thing, right? Where it's like, so if Michael Keaton walks in and his wife looks like she's just in a baseball factory, dude, just wood all over her, can he be mad if it's him?
Yeah, like all of his other guys are just gangbanging her.
Well, that's what I was like, so Amy, what if you made a monstrosity version of you, but it also had like Jaguar pheromones? Like, what? I'm just a dude. I'm just
like
a dude
with Lizzo, Amy.
Dude, don't tempt me. I might have to go back to science school. All of a sudden, Amy just starts growing like that girl in Willy Wonka and playing a flute. No, but that's what I mean. I was like, so if I'm fucking your genetic clone, that's not cheating. She's like, it is. What we came down to is Amy's like, essentially, you're fucking the soul. And since it's a different soul, I was like, really?
Yeah, that's semantics because it's like the same looks, same personality, same mind.
Yeah. So, also, I was like, that might be the most wildly hyperbolic statement as what we're doing in that bedroom. like that is so much more poetic than how I've been describing it. But yeah, I was like, I think you should be able to fuck genetic sames.
I'm with it. If cloning becomes a thing, yeah. And I think it'll just work out better for everybody. Like, one of them starts getting shitty. Go away for a while. I'm going to fuck the clone for a little bit.
Brother husband it, yeah. Yeah. Well, that was Amy's counter is like, what about twins? Fair play. Fair play. Well, yeah. Don't marry a sneaky twin. Yeah, I don't know, though. This is what I mean, though. We're coming up on these debates all the time, man. If you went into an alternate reality, is that still... Could you do whatever the fuck you want there and come back and have to pay the price for that?
No.
Yeah.
It's a whole different world.
Well, yeah.
I don't even, I'll go to Detroit and do shit, and I come back and I don't pay the price.
I crossed the county line. I'm free. Yeah, that was the best thing about my wedding ring. It just said in the 765 area code. Perfect. Yeah. Oh man. I don't know. I mean, I'd be stoked to see. The cool thing about if time was going backward dimension is you could go back and see some real shit. Like I would jump in immediately because I just want to know, I just want to go to like these historic moments and be like, you're all full of shit, man.
That's the thing. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Like I want to call Elon Musk and be like, dude, fuck Mars. Let's get to this other universe. Like that's far more interesting to me.
Yeah. Plus the other universe could have oxygen. You know what I mean? Like,
it'd be awesome.
Yeah, if there was just let's say there's an infinite number of Earths, why wouldn't we go there instead of Mars?
Yeah. Incredible.
You just need that Stargate technology. Yeah. I mean, he's over here giving his daughter stupid fucking illegal names.
Letters and symbols.
I just saw that and I was just like, fuck that guy. Like I don't know, there's so many guys, I guess it's weird because like we have crossover like probably like a lot of sports bros and I listen to Joe Rogan, so I see some of those. But like this cult of Elon Musk, I don't know, man. I was just like, I think this guy's a cunt, actually.
It's kind of weird, man. It's kind of weird.
He's a successful guy, man. And like I'm for like space travel and shit, but it feels like almost everything he says, I just like cringe or want to run away. But the baby name was a step too far for me.
Yeah.
I was like, don't hang. I think your responsibility as a parent, the only thing is like, don't hang a scarlet letter on your kid. Like your kid has to have like other kids. That's my thing, right? When you're naming a kid, go to a bar with your buddies and say, hey, how would you make fun of this name?
Yeah.
Use that. Pick the one that is hardest to insult. This one's going to be, what? Like it has elvish letters in it. I don't know how lit and woke schools are nowadays, but in my day, that was a guaranteed ass whooping.
Yeah, that's an instant ass kick. Instant. Like, I'd be at recess like this, just like every day.
Yeah, my name's XO125.
Just swinging until I went out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, as if that kid's ever going to see daylight. No, that kid's going to be raised like that creature in the barn in that movie I was just talking about. Oh, man. You know what my new favorite thing is, though? I was going to ask you if you've seen any of this. Because you actually bartended this week, right?
Yeah.
How was that, man?
It was okay.
Do you guys are you guys doing the mask stuff?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because that was like My new favorite thing is people on the internet. Like I saw one, this lady was like shaking in her car with anger, and she's like, "My pulse is up. It was harder to breathe." And she starts crying, and she's like, "I'm upset if you can't tell." She's like, I can't see people's faces and their reactions. I can't hold their babies. And you're just like, what? Like a woman
that's the jump you're making now?
Yeah, but also I was like, if you're crying in your car about wearing a mask at Kroger, you can't be around my kid, period.
Yeah.
Like you can't even be in the vicinity. So this is my new favorite thing is aggrieved white people saying that their freedoms are being infringed based on wearing masks.
Of course.
I mean, I don't know. How was it bartending, man? How'd it feel? I haven't been back out in society
it was fun. The
yet.
mask sucked, but it was, other than that, it was not much different.
Yeah. I mean, it's got it, because this is the thing because I'm all pro-mask, right? Yeah. Like, not to, like, call anyone out. I don't know who listens to this in my neighborhood, but my wife was at the store, and she's like, yeah, we saw the neighbor. She wasn't wearing a mask. And I was just like, I get it, man. It sucks, but also it's like, that's the bare minimum you can do. But, like, you work at a bar, like, I mean, those masks are off easily half the time anyways, right?
Yeah.
You got to drink. You got to smoke. Yeah. Like, that's what bars are for.
Got it.
Oh, I mean, that's what, you don't go to a bar to just be like, see this mask? Not moving. Responsibility. That's what I'm here for.
Well, it defeats, I understand it from, like, the worker's perspective, but, like, as far as the patrons go, like, you're going to come order a meal and wear a mask, it's a contradictory.
Yeah, that's what I mean, it just feels like one of those weird things, you know? I was just like, but I do, there's nothing I love more than just like the pettiness of people. Like, but what's great is that these people are fucking filming themselves, right?
Yeah.
Like when we had the slew of people stopping their black neighbors and townfolk to be like, I think you're a criminal, whatever, right? Or calling the cops on them. They were being filmed, by someone else.
Yeah.
These white people now, and I say that as a part Middle Eastern guy. Now I'm not claiming you guys anymore. I'm on the other team. But like the guy in Costco is just like, I woke up in a free country, you fucking pussy bitch. Hey, can I have that rolls of paper towel? And of course he flips around and you look exactly like, you're like, yeah, you look like the fat, unhygienic guy who I really wish would have a mask. I don't know, Nick, do you feel your freedom's being impinged?
No, man, I'm fine. I'm fine. Did you see the fight? Did you see the fight at Home Depot? I think it was yesterday or the day before that circled with the paint.
No.
So it's amazing. If you guys haven't seen it, look it up. But this old dude, he's like 6'5", 280, 300, just this giant old man. And then there's like these three other guys, and I don't know what started. I don't know if they got all the paint that he wanted, but he's just like out there like open hand smacking him over the head and stuff.
Yes.
And then he's in front of his truck and he's ripping the paint out of their hands and they're dumping it on him and throwing the paint cans at him. And it's all over his truck. It's all over him. It's all over everybody. It's one of the most incredible fights I've ever seen in my life. It was a terrible fight, but his commitment to open hand smacking people in the head was really impressive.
See, Tyson's got to learn that, though. When you're old, you got those brittle bones, dude. You don't want to be breaking your hand punching paint cans. Dude, I mean, people are losing it, though, because I saw that one at the Long John Silver's.
Yeah.
And that's another one of those. I'm like, yeah, of course I'm jumping into the time vortex in Alaska or wherever.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's just this lady trying to brawl, like, 5 employees at a Red Lobster. Or, no, Long John Silver's is what it was. Because she wouldn't wear a mask, right? And she's just mad.
Chicken planks are worth it,
yeah,
man.
give me my fucking food, right?
Hush puppies,
they start,
let's go.
Yeah, you need some fucking hush puppies. So then they're fighting. And then some little guy who just looks like every pedophile in a movie is like, what? Like, he's going to swing on this lady. And you're just watching this, and you're like, this is so fucking insane. But then the worst part of the video is some lady's like, get in there and cook. We've been waiting 3 hours. I was like, what? I was like, yeah, if I led the kind of life where I would wait in line 3 hours for Long John Silver, I would go start licking COVID patients.
I'll tell you what, the list of things that I would wait 3 hours for is basically non-existent. And if I did have one, put it this way. I was going to go get a haircut the other day now that some of the places are open. It was a 3-hour wait.
No.
Nope. I was like, I'll just go another 2 months. I'm fine. It was just one of those things that, like, if I could walk in and do it real quick, I'll do it. I'm certainly not. And I love Long John Silver's. I'm not waiting 3 hours. I'm hard-pressed to wait 10 minutes at Long John Silver's before I start to lose my shit.
No, like, if you're at a restaurant where their food is comprised of essentially the same ingredients as my dog's food, of which, by the way, I eat all the time. The only time I've left my house in the last 3 weeks was I found out we got a Burger King by me. And I was like, I cannot not do that.
Yeah, I've had some Taco Bell, man. It's
I was stoked, right? Because my kids are like, we don't want to eat your fucking bullshit cooking. Not that I cook, right? Like, mom makes food and dad just, like, warm shit up. They're like, enough of that. Let's go get, and I was like, yeah, let's go get Burger King. We have one now. We're starting to get some new restaurants by me. So I went, we get in the line, and the lady who takes our money, she's got the mask. We go to get our food, right? And so the fucking mouth breather, and that's not to be mean. He was literally just like, like Gandolfini breathing on everything. Hands me the drinks and the bags of food. He has a mask, but has it under his chin.
Smart.
And he's trying to catch his breath. And I'm like, could you have at least pretended for like the 30 seconds you're at the window with me not to be like breathing Burger King breath all over my fucking food?
Yeah. It's amazing.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was reading again today about the NBA coming out. And Jared Dudley was like, well, they'll have, like, you know, protected bubble for all of us, for, like, LeBron and AD, but guys like me, we'll come and go as we want. I was like, that's not how it works, Jared Dudley. Like, I know you lead a charmed life where you've somehow just got to keep being in the NBA, but, like, what?
I love how well he, like, knows his place, though. He's like, I mean, they're not going to take care of me. Yeah. They'll take care of them, but I'm Jared Dudley. I'll just, I've
11th man.
Through the cracks. He's like, I don't even think my team knows I'm signed to him. Right.
He's like, I essentially make the practice Spotify playlist. I find some memes. You know what I mean? I tell LeBron he's the GOAT. Like, that's what I'm here for.
Great shot, LeBron. Great shot.
I don't know, man. The more I hear about it, as MLB, now they're having this, like, big fight. They think they're going to use it as a backdoor, like, re-arbitration of the players' union agreement. So they're fucking fighting. And I was like, I don't know about that. But the NBA thing, the more I keep hearing about it with this playoff system, I was like, dude, this just has disaster written all over it.
Yeah.
Like, it would be great, right? And UFC can come back, so it's like one guy and one guy. And if they're both clean, they have to wait one day and then they can go. Yeah. But, like, dude, imagine if we started this and just, like, you know, like, who's the entire Clippers, Kawhi, George, like, their whole starting five gets it in the second round?
Does LA really need two teams, though?
Hey, man, I'm all down. I'm just saying, of course it would be the Clippers and not the Lakers. But I'm just saying, like, what the fuck are they thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's. I was actually talking to Chucky about this the other day. It was like, you know, I'm on the side of caution.
Yeah.
Obviously, and we're doing this, but I do, like, after this amount of time, I do at least see the merits in the argument for the other side.
Right.
And at this point, I just don't know. I don't know what's right. Like, I don't know what the correct, what correct way to proceed is. So
yeah,
I'm gonna do it my way, and if other people want to do it their way, I'm not gonna bitch about it at this point.
Right. Well, like, they're talking about they might do college football, right? Or, like, my neighbor is like, dude, I got tickets for Vikings Colts week 1, I think.
Yeah.
And he's like, I really want to go, but then it's all right if they can only have like half a stadium or a quarter, who gets to decide who gets to go? And then I was like,
right.
If you're in an NFL stadium, once you're at 20,000 people, what's the difference? Well, 20,000 or 50,000. Like, once you open that shit up to tens of thousands of people, just say, hey, man, at your own risk.
Yeah.
Like, I was going to go to Gen Con, right? That giant board game convention in Indy. They just canceled that, and that's in July, like the first week of July. Yeah. But I was just like, I mean, this is what I mean. My thing is, I was like, I'm not worried about, like, the pro athletes. I'm totally down for the people that are just like, hey, man, I work at a bar restaurant, right? I got to pay bills, man. Like, I have no money. Like, people our age, they said, you know what? vast majority of us can't afford an unexpected $400 expense. You know, most people our age just don't have, like, nest eggs and shit. We're all, like, in this gig economy. I get those people need to go back to work, right? And I get that some people are like, I just want to go to a bar. I'll take the risk. Once you're doing events that hold that many people, like, they're talking about baseball. If they did it all in Arizona, right? And you're like, that's 30 teams and 30 staffs. And, like, I mean, even without fans, right? That's a tough
well, and that's the thing,
logistical problem.
I was talking to, like, so, like, here in Indiana, and I think they're doing similar things other places, but, like, you know, Ryan can open his bar, Chucky can open his bar to 50% capacity. And, you know, when you think about it, so his bar holds, like, I think 200 people or 150 people or something like that. So 50%, it's 75 people or whatever that number is. But what's the real difference between 75 people being in there and 150?
Yeah.
Probably nothing.
And this is not like a giant
probably nothing.
Open floor space bar.
Yeah.
Like if you go to the bathroom or walk out back, you're in a hallway. So you're surrounded by that. Right. That's my theory on it, right? It's like, I understand the impulse, but it's like once you're letting people go places again, you just got to let people be in charge of that.
At that point, it's all or nothing. Like either. Yeah. It's kind of weird, you know, or you can just do pull a Jordan and spit on everything, and nobody will.
No one in his entourage can get COVID. They're like, we've been eating Jordan spit for 25 years. But no,
whole family.
I'm torn because I think most people are idiots. Yeah. And I think the big problem is that a lot of people are doing this is they don't believe it, or they're vindictively like, well, I'll go fucking spread it wherever I want. But also most people aren't like that. So you gotta.
No.
I don't know. It's a fucking crapshoot, man. I don't fucking know. I will say this though, and I'm telling you again, I think the NBA needs to just fucking wrap this shit up.
Yeah,
they should just wait for the new season.
A season.
Because I'm telling you, if one team comes back, if the Bucks come back, they sweep in the first 2 rounds, and you're like, yeah, and then their whole team gets wiped out. Let alone like someone dies, but is sick with COVID and cannot play, and it throws the championship. And people are like, well, what about like the Warriors and their injuries? You're like, yeah, that happens in the course of a normal game.
Yeah.
Like this is a little bit different of an injury. Yeah, dude, I think you got to pack that shit up. Although they're saying college football behind the scenes is saying guaranteed they're coming back.
They're going to play?
Yeah, I mean, someone put out a report.
It's a $5 billion industry, and they're counting their fucking money right now.
I mean, they're going to lose
I'll watch it.
A lot.
I ain't mad about it. I ain't mad about it. I'll play, I'll spit on it and claim it as mine, just like Jordan. I want to, before we go, we got to get out of here. Before we go, I hope that Jordan at, 60 years old now, 55? I hope he still does that to his family. I hope he sits around and, like, they're eating dinner and he sees his kid has something that he would rather have, so he just spits across the table. That would make my life.
He definitely buys the bags of, like, the powdered donuts, and he just, like, takes a lick off all. Fuck you guys.
Donuts.
I'm going to get there someday. Oh, what a scumbag. Also, this was the weird thing I heard on some podcasts, like, no one poisoned the Jordan pizza, right? You can't poison. Where do you even get poison? Guys, it's called poop.
Yeah.
You just put poop on a pizza, and he would guaranteed have gotten food poisoning.
Pepperoni and poop.
Yeah, that's a pooperoni pizza right there. That's what Jordan...
He was hungover anyway. That wasn't food poisoning. I've heard other stories.
Also, he was hungover.
He was hungover.
This was absolute karma for him being a piece of shit and spitting on food, that he ate all the poop by himself. And if he had like 2 slices of poop, probably...
Well, maybe the night before, or maybe that day, he ate a little butthole. He ate some ass.
Ooh,
so then when he spit on the pizza, he spit poop onto the pizza. And that got him sick.
He was the carrier.
Because he was eating ass earlier in the day.
He might have well tossed the dough himself on his own poop pizza. I'll tell you one more takeaway from the Last Dance. So Pippen came out today or yesterday, and he was like mad. He's like, I got a bad rap in that Jordan doc. Like him and Horace Grant saying that Jordan was a snitch and that it's all fake. All of these Bulls players are mad they didn't get enough shine, right?
Sure.
The best part of the documentary is I did not know about Scottie Pippen's contract dispute, right? How underpaid he was. But when I was in college, I used to work at a bar, so you meet a lot of bar people.
Yeah.
And Scottie Pippen was legendary for not tipping on giant tabs and
No
was
tippin'
known in the
Pippen.
Chicago
That's what they
area
used to
as No Tippin' Pippen.
Yeah.
And as soon as I saw the contract dispute episode, I was like, oh my God.
That's
I was like,
why.
it all makes sense. Fucking
He's like,
No
I'm the
Tippin'
poorest
Pippen.
motherfucker on the Bulls.
No.
John Paxson makes more than me.
John Paxson, a smooth 20%er every time.
All right, guys, we got to get out of here. Make sure you subscribe. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you check us out. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and jam that like button and all that shit. Hopefully next week we'll be back in the actual studio. If not next week, the week after, but shooting for next week. And hey, we'll see you guys then. Bye.